It used to be not long ago, that we would get regular surprises from Microsoft as Xbox fans, and that's something that I never kind of take for granted. I think it's a thing that realistically we like to see, right? We used to uh, just sit there as fans and just be like, "Oh man, didn't you believe what this guy said? Phil Spencer said this, or Aaron Greenberg said that." Now it's like a totally different story because a lot of these companies like Microsoft isn't really talking to the fans anymore. They're pretty tight-lipped. They don't really let anybody know what's going on, so to speak. And I think that's an interesting. And I think that it's kind of a bad thing too, because at the end of the day, you have to really, really, really not care about your fans to have a situation like that. Honestly, like us fans are the ones that kind of buy the products, and we buy these things, we support these things, and it's just one of those things that honestly, as gamers, we don't get enough credit for all this stuff that we do. You know what I mean? We are the ones that allow these. It's like if you're a musician that's successful, or an actor, an actress is successful, really you pretty much owe that to the fans, right? Like, and Microsoft really doesn't do a good job of kind of recognizing that we're the fans and that we deserve, you know, I think, lots of good things. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to get into this because this sounds pretty interesting to me. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another video. Please like it, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. I do daily gaming content. I try to be fun yet entertaining. And, that's something that not everybody can do. So hopefully you guys understand that and like that. Now, we are getting close to the Developer Direct, which is going to be, in a handful of days or whatever. And now there's rumors that there's even going to be more surprises than initially teased. And I think that could be a good thing, like, again, I think it all comes down to, is this something that's going to get Xbox fans excited? I think that's something that is going to depend on the fan, and I also think it's going to depend on, whether or not stuff is exclusive or not. I think things that aren't exclusive obviously aren't as exciting to Xbox fans in the long run, and I think that is a perfectly logical kind of way to look at these things. If you go back to it, right, and we look at when was the last time we got kind of some surprise announcements, I think, Marvel's Blade. That was a pretty interesting announcement at the Game Awards a couple years ago, but there was absolutely zero hype around that because they wouldn't even put the Xbox logo, at the end of the trailer that revealed it, right? And they wouldn't comment on whether or not it's exclusive or not. So now we know that it's probably definitely 100% not exclusive. And again, it's like us as Xbox fans are kind of left holding the bag a little bit for a lot of different ways. It's like, for me anyway, it just always feels like we get the short end of the stick and have been for a very, very long time. What a good way that I can kind of explain this is, when it comes down to it, Microsoft doing multi-platform releases for stuff slows down development, so we get less stuff, and that's just a factual statement. So I know, like, a lot of people are kind of out there who don't really understand how this stuff kind of works, but it's like, again, to do stuff for everything that they're trying to do it for takes more time, effort, money, manpower, all that kind of stuff, and and we end up losing out because of that, right? So games that maybe would have been done quicker, or been done better, or taken more advantage of the hardware, that stuff doesn't really happen for Xbox fans. It's like, I don't dislike PlayStation, but like, I think Sony has the better setup there, where developers have to take advantage of the platform, and then if they can get it to PC later, they do, and if they can't, then they won't. It's just, I mean, to me, that just makes sense. If you're selling people a piece of hardware, they should be the focal point, much more so than anyone else, realistically, and it's kind of a shame when, we don't see that kind of thing happen more often, where it's like Microsoft almost seems like, the hardware is a burden to them. I don't feel wanted by Xbox, despite the fact that I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Xbox. But the next developer direct may feature more than one surprise, according to insiders. The prediction is consistent with Microsoft's track record, which always saw the company showcase more games than what have so far been confirmed for the 2025 edition of the Xbox event. The third ever Xbox Developer Direct is scheduled for January 23rd. Its announcement was accompanied by a list of 3 games that will be featured on the show: South of Midnight, Doom: The Dark Ages, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Every member of this trio has previously been confirmed as targeting a 2025 launch, but is still waiting for concrete release dates, which may be announced as a January 23 event. Windows Central Jez Gordon has recently claimed that Xbox will also announce a mystery game at the Developer Direct. A few days following that prediction, he took to Twitter saying more than one surprise may be on the cards for the upcoming event, without elaborating much on the actual tweet itself. Regarding the first mystery game that he previously teased, he described it as a new installment in a legendary Japanese franchise, saying decades of history. Square Enix's Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest series fit the description, as do numerous Sega IP. Sega's potentially involvement with the next Developer Direct wouldn't be a particularly big surprise, given its increasingly strong relationship with Microsoft. This partnership has already resulted in multiple Sega games being announced at Xbox events in recent history, a trend that may well continue into this year. As for what other surprises may be in store for the Xbox Developer Direct, some possibilities seem likelier than others. There's lately been a lot of chatter about the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake, which is reportedly in development at Virtuous and is basically Bethesda's worst kept secret at this point. Since the project is believed to have already been in work for years, it may be ready to make an appearance at the upcoming event. Some fans are theorizing that Ninja Gaiden 4, Persona 6, or the much-rumored remake of Final Fantasy IX could be announced at the Xbox Developer Direct as well. The January 23rd show is scheduled to kick off at 1 p.m. Eastern and will be live-streamed both via Twitch and YouTube. The event should mark a big day for Xbox Game Pass subscribers, who are likely to learn the release dates of numerous Day 1 titles that will reach the service in 2025. So again, there's a lot of stuff there to kind of take in and to talk about. For me anyway, I just really do feel like, Microsoft has a lot to kind of, I don't want to say make up for necessarily, but, they do have, in my opinion, they did keep a lot of people, myself included, on the line, so to speak. We all were kind of waiting for, Microsoft to come through. They were promising us, more exclusives and, this and that and the other thing, and realistically didn't exactly deliver, on the goods. And that's unfortunate. I hope that they can actually deliver something from a change. And, just as a fan, I just want it to be something, something amazing, and again, our people are going to have to really understand where Microsoft is coming from. Like, I don't know if they'll ever do exclusives again in the future or whatever. I kind of doubt it. But, I could still see them having some type of success. Again, what really sucks about all this whole situation is Microsoft could have probably rung Sony's bell if they would have just tried and put out the big exclusives and all that kind of stuff. They could have absolutely, I think, decimated Sony because, and I have a PlayStation 5 stuff, and so, and I don't hate PlayStation, just they really dropped the ball with this whole, games as a service stuff, and, they had their single player, games or whatever, developers working on, games as a service stuff, and that's stuff that, us as fans, we don't care about as much, you know what I mean? And like, if you're a PlayStation fan, you probably don't care about most of that games as a service stuff, yet they, wasted years and years of Naughty Dog and Bend and Bluepoint and whoever else on that kind of stuff. So I could see the frustration there, but I do also have to say that, Microsoft could have jumped on that, and they aren't. They're actually making the PlayStation platform a better platform by putting Xbox exclusives on there, because on PlayStation you can play both Xbox and PlayStation. So anyway, I'll link this in the description. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. I appreciate it. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. I'll catch you next time. Crap Gamer out.